44,000 views per hour, a brand new creator with almost no subscribers, and a video that would eventually hit 6.4 million views. This is Asian David's story, and a breakdown of the retention and storytelling secrets he used to go viral. And it all starts in the first 15 seconds of his introduction, where he does something familiar that made this video get so many views. Watch it and see if you can spot what he does.
Losing weight is easy. At least that's what my doctor told me. He also told me I'm obese and pre-diabetic. I thought the doctor was supposed to help me, not just roast me. But it's time to get my life back on track. So for the next 100 days, I'm going to do the hardest workout I've ever heard of. David Goggins.
And at first, when I watched David's introduction, I didn't really notice it. But hidden in this simple introduction is a viral trigger that the biggest YouTubers on the planet, like MrBeast, Ryan Tran, and more, have been using for years to get people to watch the video and get millions of views. And it's actually pretty simple to put in your videos too. 3 viral strategies I'm about to break down for you in this video. And hey, if you have a viral video you want me to analyze, throw it in the comments and I'll do it for another video. But let's start with viral strategy number 1. How David got insane retention. I'll talk about David's thumbnail in a second, because first I want to talk about how David kept people watching his entire video. Retention, or retention. Tension is like your video's glue. It's what keeps people stuck in consuming your content. If you don't have enough tension or enough glue, then it all falls apart and people click away. So how do you create tension? Well, you do it with conflict, dilemmas, stakes, and unresolved questions. For example, with David, after he started his challenge, we wanted to know if he could finish it. He had a lot stacked against him. Also, he got injured a few times, so there was twists and turns. And all of this conflict sort of naturally happened because David had a good theme for his video, which was man versus impossible standards. Now, this is just one of the many video styles out there that fall under one of the 3 big viral formats, which is the second thing David did to get millions of views on his video. Viral strategy number 2, how David really went viral. What if I told you that David's video going viral wasn't luck? Let me explain. There's 3 types of viral video format: sensory, emotional, and intellect videos. I talk more about this in another breakdown I did, but David used what's called the emotional viral format, where there's no crazy animations or deep life philosophy and advice. Instead, this format is all about hooking your emotions. And here's how David did this. First, we start low. David is overweight and pre-diabetic, and his doctor roasts him. Then David hears that and decides to commit to changing.
So for the next 100 days, I'm going to do the hardest workout I've ever heard of.
He struggles a lot, but he finishes strong. Everything seems to be going well. He has his struggles and his obstacles, but he gets injured. And then he thinks it might be over, so we hit a low point. After that, he sees a David Goggins video. So he decides to start swimming instead. He joins an ultra marathon, but then, despite all of his hard work, he actually ended up gaining weight. And the whole story is filled with these little conflicts. There's ups and downs and twists and turns, and that's the best way to keep people hooked when you're using an emotional viral format. Now, how can you use this advice to make better videos and get more views? 2 words: so and but. See, I mapped out David's entire video and charted it on a graph and noticed it followed a unique pattern. About every 30 seconds, he either uses the word so or the word but to set the framework for what happens next. For example, at the start of his video, David gets roasted by his doctor. So he dedicates himself to this challenge. But it's difficult. He faces obstacles. But he keeps going. So he gets better, starts losing weight, running faster, but he gets injured. So he thinks it's all over. So he feels disgusted with himself and he starts self-loathing. But then he sees a David Goggins video, so he doesn't give up. And this cause and effect pattern of highs and lows happens through the entire video, all the way until the end. And that is how to nail the emotional viral format. Use the words so and but to tell a story. But anyone can really do this and tell a cool story, but still not go viral. So why did David's video do so well? How did he actually get millions of views on this video? And that brings me to viral strategy number 3, David's hidden genius. This is basically the secret to going viral. Now, I learned about this concept from a guy named Wono. Basically, Wono is some YouTube strategist that knows a lot about YouTube. And I found Wono because my friend is secretly a YouTube genius who has multiple YouTube play buttons, and I've been bribing him with tacos to learn his secrets. But basically, I learned that when your video has this one element, it's gonna go viral. It's called remarkability. But what is remarkability? And what made David's video remarkable? And how can we make our videos remarkable? I studied David's video and noticed kind of a formula for creating remarkability. See, like I mentioned earlier, David has another video titled, I survived a 70.3 mile race without training. And that's pretty cool, but it's not really that different because millions and millions of people do marathons and races every year. So it's not really anything new, which is the first rule of being remarkable. It needs to be something new and different. Maybe if that video was 1,000 miles barefoot on LSD, then maybe it could have worked. But David's training like Goggins video, that was new. And it was unique. And in the thumbnail, he alluded to remarkability by showing this transformation. But like I said, David did something kind of genius here. See, David took 2 separate ideas and video formats that have proven to go viral, and he combined them. A weight loss before and after transformation story, something that everybody likes watching, and a David Goggins challenge, something that was already proven to go viral. And by adding in his storytelling with conflict, dilemma, stakes, and unresolved questions, which are all part of the emotional viral video format, David found a unique recipe for going viral. If you found this video breakdown interesting and want to see me break down more viral videos, then hit subscribe because I'm going to be breaking down more videos like this. And if you have a video you want me to break down in the future, just leave it in the comments.